Yesterday, Manchester City beat Wolves 4-1. That's 21 consecutive games that Manchester City have now won. And there's a lot of talk about them beating the world record, which incidentally is held by the New Saints. Back in 2016, August the 14th, the season kicked off and it was a 2-1 victory for TNS at Park Hall. The following game, 5-0 on the road at Llandudno. Then it was a 10-0 at home to Rhyl. Little did we realise that the seeds of ultimate success were being sown. As the weeks moved on, the wins continued. Some of them were tight. I remember the 2-1 victory against Cardiff Metropolitan University, and there were a number of games during the course of that run that were decided by just the odd goal, but nevertheless it was still in the New Saints' favour. And then as we started to build up a good number of wins, records started to tumble. I can recall the Welsh domestic tally of wins by Bangor City being surpassed. And then there was the British record that we beat. And then as we moved on into November and December, talk of the world record began to be upon people's lips. And we were contacted by a number of international media at the time as we pushed on, because the record went back to 1972 and it was AFC Ajax, the Johan Cruyff era, when they won 26 consecutive games. Well, we started to get interest from further afield than perhaps our normal media contacts. On one occasion with beIN Sports and national television, the Guardian, national newspapers. On one occasion I had a telephone call. I was at home at the time and I was talking to someone obviously about the run that we were on. And when I finished, my wife said, "Who was that this time?" I said, "Oh, that was FIFA." And they came across for a couple of days, did some filming with us. So it was great exposure, not only for the New Saints, but also for Welsh football as a whole. And then it was Boxing Day 2016, and the fixtures are such that we play more local. So Kevin Druids were in the top flight at the time. They'd been in and out a few times in recent years, but they were in the top flight at the time, as they are now at present. And we played them at Park Hall. We won 4-0. That meant we equalled the record set by Ajax all those years ago. And then 4 days later, we travelled to the Rock. And Aaron Edwards opened the scoring, 34 minutes on the clock. And then it was 88. And John Routledge signed, sealed and delivered the world record for the New Saints. It was a fantastic experience. Little did you realise at the start of the campaign, with the Aberystwyth win, the Llandudno, the Rhyl, the Cardiff Met, etc. Little did we realise the journey that we were about to embark on, or we were in the beginning of at that time. However, as the season progressed, the excitement grew. And 2 weeks after, we played Newtown 3-1 up, and they scored 2 late goals to level the score 3-1. And that's where the record ended. The disappointment, perhaps, that it didn't extend further. However, that was short-lived, because ultimately we did set a world record. And Guinness World Records themselves sent a couple of representatives to Park Hall. We were presented with a plaque and we had a great time there. Again, lots of publicity. Now, of course, It's Manchester City who are on 21 consecutive victories, and that has again created a media interest in the new Saints. And today alone, I've set up interviews with our manager and a number of players, with two journalists from the Press Association, someone from BBC, people from other outlets as well, national newspapers such as the Times. So it's been very exciting. The Athletic website, if you are familiar with that. So it's been exciting today, and we expect that to continue as well. I'll never forget 2016. The journey started on August the 14th and it ended on December the 30th as we wrote our name in the Guinness World Records. Will Manchester City do the same? Only time will tell.